Hey guys, how you doing? It's the Intuitive Investor from StockTwits. So, I just got back from my trip. I had gone to a couple different places and I had made it out to Toronto where I was able to take a tour of one of Shopify's locations down in Toronto. So here's the official badge. That's right, read it and weep, guys. So July 25th, I headed over to their offices. Beautiful offices. Energy was incredible. Everybody was high-fiving each other, so God knows what they were up against and what they were talking about. I could only assume that maybe we're going to have a very strong earnings report. But truth be known is that I am a little nervous about this next earnings report, only because we've seen Twitter show mixed earnings reports and Facebook have mixed earnings reports. So who knows? Maybe we can have our bit of both good and bad news coming up for this earnings report. But anyhow, what I really want to do is just focus on one of the reasons why I was out there. I was really wanting to focus on trying to get a better handle of what information was available to us that is not available to us here in the States. And so what I chose to do is focus on the cannabis situation. For those of you who have been following Shopify for some time now, you're well aware that Canada has approved recreational cannabis, and Shopify has been involved in that since the beginning of the year. And there's been two provinces, states, they call them provinces out there, states, that have already identified as Shopify the go-to, the exclusive go-to for all their retail and online sales. So what I want to do is just kind of give you a brief rundown of what I learned and what I gathered, and then have a better idea of what that could potentially mean for us. So Ontario and British Columbia have already identified Shopify, as I said earlier, to handle all their retail and online sales. One of my contacts did indicate to me that Ontario is sort of like the go-to. So all the other provinces look to what Ontario does. So whatever Ontario does, the others usually follow. So if they see that they've elected Shopify to handle all their retail sales and their online sales, then perhaps maybe at some point Shopify will come out to be the exclusive provider of all their transactions and sales and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So Quebec has chosen a very small e-commerce company known as MediaGraph. Their stock symbol is MDF. Unfortunately, it doesn't trade here in the States, so only those in Canada are able to invest in that. And from what I had seen, it was trading at right around $10.60. May have gone down a little bit more, may have gone up a little bit more. But it's interesting to note that Shopify has been a company looking to acquire. They haven't acquired anybody lately. They're sitting on about 1.5 billion in cash, and this is just me hypothesizing, so let's not start rumors here, but I think MediaGraph, which is a company who's probably, I think, earning around 80 million a year, would be an absolute primary target for an acquisition by Shopify, especially if Shopify is trying to dominate the cannabis market. They would be, I mean, makes absolute sense for Shopify to acquire that. So if it does happen, let it be known that you heard it from me. All right, so Saskatchewan, or I'm not sure how you pronounce that, Saskatchewan, whatever, Szechuan chicken, anyways, has authorized individual retailers to manage all their online sales and retail sales. Manitoba has also given power back to the individual retailer, but as we know, individual retailers have to have an online presence. And who's already dominating the online presence? Shopify. So if a business needs to expand, who can they go to? Shopify, because Shopify has Shopify Capital. So now it's an all-in-one. Not only do they help them out with the e-commerce part of it, they can also help them out with the capital, so help them expand. So hopefully that's the direction that some of these individual retailers can go to. Let's see here. New Brunswick has elected their own government to manage their sales. Nova Scotia has elected the Nova Scotia Liquor and Cannabis Agency to handle all their sales. Prince Edward Island has created Prince Edward Island, the Cannabis Management Corporation, to handle all their sales. Newfoundland Labrador has chosen Dominion Supermarkets to manage all their cannabis sales, which is bizarre. I guess you can buy asparagus and cannabis all in the same aisle, I guess. But yeah, who knows? Yukon will be using the Yukon Liquor Corporation, and none of it has decided to forego. They're actually going to end up relying on southern provinces like Manitoba and whatnot to handle all their cannabis supplies, which would be good because if you can get it online, they're probably getting it from us. That's it. Finally, Northwestern Territory suggests the government will be using stores, government-run stores, to manage all their cannabis sales. They're still up in the air, so don't know yet. I wanted to show you some of these things that I had also scored. Some of this swag that I had scored from Shopify. There you go, see. All in all, I think the attitude was very optimistic and very positive in my visit. Earnings release is in exactly 2 days. We've seen a slew of both good and bad reports coming out through Seeking Alpha. I've never seen more pessimistic reports being written in the history of Shopify from when it first IPO'd May 21st, 2015. There is a tiny concern that Shopify may have to make some adjustments in their guidance or in their report. Don't know. But with a lot of tech companies having to make adjustments, who's to say that Shopify also won't be prey to that? So we'll see. Shopify has been an absolute beast when it comes to earnings report. They're the kings of conservative expectations and conservative guidance. I think somebody had even called them sandbaggers, but that's fine. But if they beat, then we're on the 200 by the end of the year. So other than that, don't forget to find me on StockTwits. I'm the Intuitive Investor. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. And don't forget to subscribe. All right, take care. See you soon.